The world's biggest teams are back here in South Australia.
The cycling world is watching.
All right, big crowds here today.
That's the finish from a sprinter.
What a battle.
Here goes the Ochre Jersey. What a race up along the hill.
Wow.
An amazing victory of the Santos Tour Down Under.
The Santos Tour Down Under is here, and we are back in action in South Australia. It has caught the world's imagination for more than 26 years, and all the top cyclists are in the state now, ready to do battle until next Sunday. 30 degrees and sunny, but there is a very stiff breeze blowing from the south, coming in between 25 and 30 kilometres per hour. But with gusts reaching up to more than 50 kilometres an hour, so that could influence the results tonight in this prologue. Let's have a look at the map, because it's not a road race this evening in Adelaide. It is a time trial, a 3.6 kilometres sprint. It's short, it's sharp and brutal. It's going to be absolutely painful. Whoever can put up with that, the best will come out on top when they start in Whitefield Street, just near the race village. They'll be riding towards the Adelaide Hills on their way down to Victoria Park. A couple of fast corners, then into the circuit on the supercars home straight, and they almost zigzag all the way through every part of Victoria Park, finishing in front of the historic grandstand after 3.6 Ks. As you can see from the profile, little to no elevation changes. It's going to be extremely fast. Well, as it is such a short sprint, of course, the most important part of the race almost is the warm-up, getting that right, because you get no second bite at the cherry. There's no opportunity to pace yourself into it, find your rhythm, and then cut and maybe come good in the second half. It's over before you know it. The warm-up will be nearly as hard as the race itself. They need to start with the engine running, ready to go, and the first rider, Michael Goggle, is on the start line, ready to roll down the ramp.
140 riders, 20 teams. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Feel the rush, and that's what he's feeling right now. Well, it's a chance to see the circuit. We're going to be tongue-twisted shortly, because these riders are now going out the box every minute, and we're going to try and catch up with time checks along the way as well.
This is Sam Watson, we just saw take that corner on from the Ineos Grenadiers, and a lot of other riders, including Jay Vine, the Australian time trial champion, talking about Sam Watson and his prospects for today. As the finish of Lawrence Pithy, just awaiting his time to pop up on the leaderboard, and he goes fastest.
I'm not surprised about that. I think that's a very good start for the New Zealand rider, and Watson could be another surprise when he comes around as well, because he's a very good time trialist, and he won a prologue.
Here he goes, swinging out of that headwind, the final bend. The wind coming in behind him now, ramping up the speed, biggest gear out of the saddle. Watson putting his sprint into the finish.
Well, he rides for the Ineos Grenadiers team, and they could do with a good start to the season. Is this going to be the time that's going to start the others looking, saying, hey, look what's capable. They come up towards the line.
Well, let's see what Watson's been able to do. He clicks the button on the computer to register his own effort, and Watson goes quickest.
Ah, there it is. So the timekeepers are fighting to keep up with the riders today, because they're coming so quickly now, starting at 1 minute intervals.
You know what, Phil? 2.7 seconds
That's
difference
enormous.
between Watson and Pithy at the 2 kilometre intermediate time check.
Yep.
At the finish, final bend, through to the line for Brennan. Well, you can see by the grimace on his face, he's left nothing out there. He's given it absolutely everything. He had gritted his teeth all the way to the line. 3 seconds down after 2 kilometres. Getting down an aero again on those brake hoods again. No time trial bikes here, all road bikes, Fisher Black. Fast finish.
Yeah, but no challenge to the leaderboard there.
Let's see if he can pop himself in there. Looks like it's a no.
Still no one challenging the time of Watson here.
Anton Schiffer battling the wind. Well, the hot seat getting a little bit cooler.
Yeah, well, it's 6:45 here, just chilling down a little bit, but...
Let's see if he's been able to make any impression on that deficit in the final 1.6. Van Poppel through to the line for Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. Outside the top 10 for Danny Van Poppel. Of his teammate by a few seconds already.
Yeah.
He'll be giving away nearly 10 seconds to Sam Watford. Solid ride.
Now then, preparing. Time to warm up for the defending champion. Our computer just does not give any checkpoint times for him. He's just a few seconds over the top. Fourth position.
That is a really good ride by
That's a really
Schmidt.
good ride, totally agree. Knowing what they've got to do. He's in the red now, so Watson's safe as the leader on the day. But the line is right there. Should be just about 10 seconds or slightly less, slightly more.
Steal everything at the end. Luke Plapp coming in now.
And the clock has left us. That's sad. Wait. Oh, it's back.
7.
They are counting him up to the line here. Jay Vine is going to be desperately closer. It's gone. In sight of the line, it has gone. Vine will probably slot in, I should think, second place. He's in fourth place, in fact, Jay Vine. And all credit to the young Brit, Sam Watson. He has just won the prologue. Look at the smiles now. He couldn't have believed it. From the 11th rider of 140, Robbie, to start, he survived.
Well, Sam, it's been a long wake. Who made you most nervous?
Well, there was quite a lot of guys, but yeah, just as I climbed off the bike, Ethan Vernon came across the line, and yeah, he was like 0.5 behind me. I knew he'd be a contender, and I was, yeah, maybe didn't even make it to the hot seat.
And then what about when you saw Jay Vine come around the last corner and it went from green to red?
Yeah, obviously, then it was a big sigh of relief for myself. Yeah, I'm so happy to start the season with a win.
And you normally would be riding the British National Champions jersey. Not bad to swap it for the Ochre.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. Yeah, of course, I'm leading the race now, and it's just amazing. It's great for myself and the team to start the season like this.
Sam Watson from Ineos Grenadiers was just the 11th rider to start today and had a long, nervous wait on the hot seat. But it was all worth it. He won. Not surprisingly, the results for the prologue are the same as the Ochre Jersey stand-ins, with Watson just 1 second ahead of Ethan Vernon. Lawrence Pithy is in third, with Jay Vine, Pierre Gutheret, Motto Schmid, Michael Zigard, Tim Toyn-Teutenberg, Ollie Bledden and Jensen Plowright rounding out the top 10. The City of Adelaide played host yesterday evening to the start of the Santos Tour Down Under, now in its 26th year. We're moving north of the city about an hour's drive away as we head towards the famous Barossa Valley for a short stage in the hot sunshine as we do the circuit around Tanunda. It's a beautiful day, not only here in the Barossa, but all over South Australia for Vanguard Stage 1 with temperatures in the mid-20s. Pleasant weather for a bike race. Let's take a look at what is in front of them for Vanguard Stage 1. It starts and finishes in Tanunda. As they leave the start area, they make a turn down towards the first of the Zip Track Intermediate Sprints. That's in Linddock. And after that, they pivot and they make a vital turn in the race for the Ochre Jersey. Time bonuses, all important. After yesterday's prologue, the time gaps are already tight. It's then after that out onto the traditional laps around Tanunda where they go over Mangles Hill, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the battle for the FX King of the Mountains classification. Sam Welsford, who has won here for the past 2 years, he has said that he's happy with the direction that they're going this time over the climb. It's a little longer, but it's not quite as steep. Plus, there are 2 more intermediate sprints for the Zip Track points classification. This is potentially the only pure sprint opportunity throughout this year's Santos Tour Down Under. What's only going to add to the intensity of the sprinters and their teams is the big tailwind towards the finish, with that southerly breeze picking up the pace. There we see the profile that early, the 26 kilometres, they make their way out, and then it's over Mangles Hill before the run into the finish. Looking at the current standings, there are only seconds between the top 10, with Sam Watson holding the #1 spot after yesterday's prologue. Every single sprint today is a chance to upset the order. Let's hear from Sam Watson now.
Sam Watson, what a great performance last night. That must feel good to take the win, but also be wearing that ochre jersey today.
Yeah, I'm super happy. I had my eyes on this one for a while. And yeah, with it being the first race of the season, there's been a lot of time to think about it. So yeah, I'm so happy to pull it off and now be wearing the leader's jersey.
The riders are lined up. Let's head down to the start.
It's going to be a big day out. It's going to be very exciting. There's a lot of plans afoot. Ineos Grenadiers are feeling very confident, but they're thinking short-term perhaps for the stage win. Here we go. Now, they don't streak out the blocks like the F1 race cars because they have a neutralised ride now of 4.6 kilometres. Here we go, stand by. Zero kilometre, so we're only 120.6 kilometres to go.
And the first acceleration, it didn't take long, about 50 metres, one of the riders from Uno X Mobility.
Zip track sprint here, the first one of the Santos Tour Down Under, and it carries a 3-second bonus. First rider over the line, 1 for third.
Narváez there in second wheel, and a gap, he sees it, and he opens up.
And last year's defending champion is now Jhonatan Narváez, and he gets the points there.
And this is textbook, Matt.
And this is when a breakaway can get established. And it's the same rider who we saw launch the first attack. This is Martin Urenstad-Berger. Guess what, Robbie? He's going again, and he's taking company with him. Going off the front, this is Enzo Paolini along with Guillaume Martin.
Another tentative move. And it's the Australian national squad going.
And making contact now with the lone leader. So Martin Urenstad, he's got his wish. He's got some companionship. Without a victory to his name yet in his professional career. Oh, we've had a little crash here. There's a touchdown on the left-hand side. Riders from Movistar, Visma Lease Bike, EF Education
One
First.
might have heard that.
It's a Bahrain rider who is down heavily. That does not look good. For this breakaway, Phil, there's a lot to fight for. As speaking of fight, Matt Greenwood, he's been doing plenty of that, but the gap is going the wrong direction, out to 35 seconds. And the grab to the radio to talk to the team car, that's surrender?
I think it was surrender.
Will there be resistance from Urenstad, or well, he's going to the front, and, well, no sprint.
I can't believe this. So throw all my theory out the window then. He's done nothing to make an effort.
Well, he is now of the Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe team. Last year, he was the man leading out Sam Welsford. Welsford changed teams. Talk about high speeds in the sprint. Oh, this is high speeds, 97. We said they'd be approaching 100 kilometres an hour on this descent. They're coming up to the line and no movement. They're going to go through in this order.
No movement at all.
So it is Guillaume Martin who rolls across, gets the 3 seconds. Enzo Paolini takes 2 seconds for second place, and Urenstad just tucks in at the back. So there's a definite agreement between the three of who's going to get what. There is the line, and just like the last lap through, single file, Urenstad on the front, and he takes maximum points. We got one right.
Hey, we might get the job.
The only change in the order was the two Frenchmen on Group Armour FDJ. They switched. We were standing at the front of the hotel before we made our way to the stage start. There's been a fall, Phil, off on the right-hand side of the screen. Back of the peloton, a bike has gone tumbling.
And so it will be for the philosopher. He exists, therefore he is, and he exists with 3 seconds.
The mountain climber becomes a sprinter, kind of. So that's 2 wins for him there, and 6 seconds back of his lost time yesterday in the time trial.
Oh, they can see them. They're within striking distance, and they're almost at the base of the climb.
No sprint, no counter move. It's maximum points again for him. He's a good leader in the FX King of the Mountains, and will pull on the leader's jersey tomorrow.
3 out of 3 for Martin Urenstad from Uno X Mobility. And the good news for any sprinter who was worried about the final passage over Mengles Hill, they've gone up at just a steady tempo, not enough to really burn the legs. So for the likes of Sam Welsford, things still going perfectly to plan. Descending
away towards Tanunda now, cracking the big speeds down here, possibly 80, 90 kilometres an hour. Oh, I wasn't exaggerating. It's 100 kilometres an hour now on the way down. Right. Because they're going much quicker now, and they've got this right under control. There's the catch. We are all together, and we are just 7 kilometres out from the finish. Well, Vernon is the rider in blue. A few riders down the line here, but this is now the chase to the finish, and Welsford's going to have to produce something special if he's going to take it out.
Well, the men from Decathlon have now taken over for Lund Andersen, who goes from the front. Van Poppel ranging up. Welsford caught on the barriers. Can't get through.
Didn't get through, Welsford.
And
that is a big result for Decathlon.
It is Lund Andersen who gets it, the Danish sprinter from the team. They came late with a big rush, and it is Lund Andersen.
That is a huge result for that team.
That is massive for them. All the favourites here, yes, we mentioned him, not as an absolute favourite, but he's got it. He's held Sam Welsford on the hip. He fended off Danny Van Poppel. It was all about timing combined with power, and Andersen gets it done.
That's a terrific result.
Tobias, you have won the first road stage here at the 2026 Santos Tour Down Under. You're so excited. It's a big celebration. How does it feel?
Oh, this feels amazing. I can't remember the last time I felt like this. This is unbelievable. And the new team, the bike is so fast. My teammates doing an incredible job, and also all the belief from management. We got some emails before this race reminding us the ambition we have for this year and how important it is to work together, and I think we showed that today.
What an incredible sprint. Tobias Lund Andersen manages to edge out the two favourites, Matthew Brennan and Sam Welsford, to claim the stage victory. And with that victory also comes the Ochre Jersey for Andersen, bumping Watson off the top spot. Ethan Vernon, he takes number 3 in the general classification, followed by Markel Ziegard, Lawrence Pithy, Matthew Brennan, Jay Vine, the first of the big favourites for the final Ochre Jersey, Pierre Coutret, Mauro Schmid, and rounding out the top 10 is Tim Toynterberg. It is stage 2 from Health Partners as we continue our journey to the Adelaide Hills. We race today from Norwood to Uradla, and it is a tough, hilly stage. The Santos Tour Down Under really will be a hard ride today. The weather is ideal. It's going to get very warm throughout the week. It's currently, though, a comfortable 19 degrees, so a cool start down in Norwood. It will pick up throughout the stage towards the high 20s. The wind, that will also increase and provide some challenges throughout the day. More than 148 kilometres, and they go through more than 3,600 metres worth of elevation gain. This is probably the most brutal stage of the entire race. As they get underway, it is straight up Norton Summit, a very well-known climb to anyone who has ridden in Adelaide. They make their way then down towards Uradla, a little loop around Crafters and Piccadilly, and then it's back through Uradla at first look at the finish line. There is a zip track intermediate sprint in Loberthal, down to Cudley Creek, and then the first climb up Corkscrew. This thing is horrible if you're not a climber. It's unforgiving, and when you get to the top the second time around, it's then not a rapid descent at all. You stay up on the plateau for a while before dipping down to the finish in Uradla. This is going to blow the field to pieces. And there's the profile. Not a pretty sight for the sprinters, but today it will be a battle for overall honours to win this race on Sunday. Looking at the current standings, we have Andersen wearing the Ochre jersey for what could be the last time of the tour. Sam Watson just 1 second behind him, and Vernon just another second further back. Riders signing on. Let's head down and hear from the race leader, Andersen.
Tobias, you get to wear the Ochre jersey today. How does it feel to wear a leader's jersey in a World Tour race?
Yeah, it feels really good. It's the first time for me trying to wear a leader's jersey in a World Tour race, so yeah, I'm just going to soak it in today. I think it's a beautiful one. Yeah, probably the last day in the leader's jersey as well, so I need to enjoy the moment.
Yeah, how is your team going to manage that? Will you still fight to retain the jersey? How do you think your day is going to play out today?
I think it would be naive if they focused on me today. I kind of just have to manage the day and get ready for tomorrow, and then yeah, we've got some fast climbers here, so they can try and take it off me today.
The stage is set. The riders are on the line. Let's check out the start.
Well, let's go with the countdown. Roll out. If they've all signed on, and we think they have, there should be 138 riders rolling away from the start here today in Norwood. not far, about 20 minutes on a bike from where the riders stay in central Victoria Square in the centre of Adelaide. And now, though, they get onto the climb. We have this rather long 5.1 kilometres totally neutralised, but when they let them go, they're straight onto what the local people call Norton Summit. I've ridden it many times. You have, Rob. It's actually very hard. Here we go. And we are underway, and we will flip straight away. There's the zero.
Matt, I'm getting the impression that the riders may be thinking, there's so much to come in this stage, don't hit out too early.
Some of the big favourites are sitting at the back, staying out of trouble.
Little tempter here.
And now there's a reaction.
Yeah, it was an invitation for somebody to go with him. More than just a sprinter. Now, this is an important move. Ordegenstad is coming across. Now reaction is coming, and it's Bahrain victorious, and it is the Soudal Quickstep team responding. And a reaction coming again from Uno X Mobility.
It's going to give us a good day of racing now, and here goes the sprint for the King of the Mountains.
And it is the rider from Soudal Quickstep.
Maximum points. And Ordegenstad will have to be content with second, but he does add to his tally.
And as you can see, we're about as big as we've got so far for those 7 men up front now. 2.5 minutes hit.
Randering not even following the wheel, out of the saddle. And it's going to be Jensen Plowright, who takes the zip track intermediate sprint. Voila.
Yeah,
well, there we are, boys. 93.6 kilometres an hour. You can hear the wind.
Cal O'Brien from Jaco Alula, the bronze medalist from the recent National Time Trial Championships. Jaco Alula, they are showing their ambition early.
So it's Pepin Randering who goes, accelerates from fourth wheel, up and over the top, and he is gone. Ordegenstad actually looked back at the others. Anyone going to do anything? No? Okay, I'm going to resign myself to picking up second, and Randering has flown.
And they're the leading team. Over the top he goes. Points in the bag, turns left, the climb continues. Then they can concentrate. There he is. They're picking him up right now.
And there's a big increase in the pace at the front of the peloton. It's Mikael Bial from UAE Team Emirates. He is twisting the throttle.
And look at this. Jensen Plowright pushes on to get the points and another 3-second bonus. Well, we've got about 50 minutes of racing left, I would think, for the riders here now. We're waiting. We're crossing the void, if you like, heading towards the final climb of the corkscrew. The peloton sitting off, not really gaining on those 7 leaders. At 1 minute and 35 seconds is the gap. Well, the chase has been violent. We're now within half a minute of reaching the 7 front runners who have split up.
This is Miholovic on his own now. So he's gotten away from the others. Last man standing, but the race vehicle's moving through and away. The catch is imminent.
I'll tell you what, this tempo by Yates is cracking the field wide open. You can't see it all yet, but when we get an aerial shot, it is in pieces now.
Narváez is coming,
with
3 from UAE.
And here goes Jay Vine.
Look at the way he's come over the top there. This is a big move now. Listen to the crowd.
A little bit more rocking and rolling by Narváez, and absolute control by Jay Vine. Jay Vine, really the aggressor on the wheel of Adam Yates until he thought, okay, it's hard enough now, it's steep enough now, and now I'm gone. Give me a moment. Cepeda drops through to the back, and Adam Yates says, well, no, you don't. That's my position. I'm going to sit on free ride, and there's an attack now at the front. But there is no doubt about who is the strongest man in this race.
Yeah, they just had a word there. Obviously, we couldn't see any lip movement. We were way away, but I think the decision's been taken as to who wins.
Well, we're about to find out if Jay Vine gets the go-ahead, and he does. Vine rolls out of the slipstream of Jhonatan Narváez. Hands in the air by both men.
And look at the salute too by Jhonatan Narváez. Just points at his man. He's been superb today. Narváez, last year's champion, simply had to hang on to his saddle there because he was no match for Jay Vine. The 2 only previous winners who have come here this year are finishing today 1st and 2nd. Schmidt got it. 3rd place on the line.
He did. Mauro Schmidt gets the last
good
bonus
result for
seconds.
Jaco.
Yep.
Jay Vine What a performance. You look super strong that final time up the corkscrew. You did the bulk of the work with your teammate Narváez coming into the finish, and you're taking the Ochre jersey. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's been on my mind since last time I wore it, and I've really loved this jersey, and it's just so incredible to win on such a really hard stage. We've got such a strong position now with me and Johnny, and Adam, being let out by Adam here is pretty incredible as well.
An explosive performance up the corkscrew by Jhonatan. That earned him the victory. He brought his teammate Jhonatan Narváez along for the ride to clinch second place with nearly a minute gap back to the chase group, led home by Mauro Schmidt in third. Jhonatan takes the Ochre jersey with 6 seconds on his teammate Jhonatan Narváez. It is then nearly a minute back to Mauro Schmidt in third, followed by Harry Sweeney, Marco Brenner, Andreas Kron, Michael Leonard, Adam Yates, Andrea Rogani, followed by Filippo Zanna, making up the top 10. Zip Track Stage 3 of the Santos Tour Down Under. 2 new stage towns of Henley Beach, the start, Nan, the finish line, a stage of 140.8 kilometres. It's going to be another hot one today with temperatures currently a comfortable 26 degrees, but it is expected to get up to 32 degrees in the Adelaide Hills by the time they reach the finish line. A 140.8 kilometre stage starting in Henley Beach. It's neutralised as they make their way through Glenelg before the flag drops at kilometre 0, where they get into the action with the climb up Chandler's Hill through Clarendon. We have the first of the FX King of the Mountains at Wickham Hill after 32 kilometres of racing. Then head out back through the Adelaide Hills and down towards Meadows for the first of our Zip Track intermittent sprints. The second sprint is when they pass through Echunga, and that is where the Australian Championships have been held in the past. Strathalbyn, a very traditional Tour Down Under town. The riders will be happy to get through there in a few flat kilometres, but make no mistake, this is a lumpy stage with 2,500 metres worth of altitude gain throughout the day. Another FX King of the Mountains in Mount Barker before we enter the finishing circuit in Nan. Looking at the current general classification standings, Jhonatan on top with his teammate Jhonatan Narváez just 6 seconds behind. Next best is Mauro Schmidt in third at 1 minute and 5 seconds. Riders are signing on, enjoying the cool ocean breeze. Let's head down and have a chat with Jhonatan.
Jay, must feel pretty special to pull on that Ochre jersey this morning.
Yeah, it's really nice to wear this jersey after not having it for 3 years, and it's really nice to be able to pin the numbers on today.
Despite the handy lead that you and your teammate Narváez have, it's not over till it's over. What are you going to have to manage on today's stage?
Yeah, obviously nutrition's really important, but also we're here to take the race in the final day. So got to keep on top of any dangerous breakaways that go ahead, and hopefully it's a relatively easy day with the sprinters wanting to have a sprint at the end.
The riders are on the start line. Let's head down for the beginning of the stage. As you mentioned, Phil, the first time at Henley Beach.
Yeah.
In the 26 editions of the race, it's hard to believe it's taken this long to get to this beautiful destination.
It's a gentle climb coming up now as they start to roll away. The first official climb is some 32 kilometres along the road at Wickham Hill. Flag is waved. And there's an attack from the gun, and we are underway. This isn't Jhonatan, is it?
It is Palini, who was in the breakaway with Jhonatan on stage 1.
He was.
And he picked up points for the King of the Mountains classification, but not enough to challenge for the lead. Not yet, anyway.
And he's joined by the Frenchman from the Lotto Intermarché team, Baptiste Verstroffer. He's the man in red in second wheel, and Martin Urianstad, the leader of the FX King of the Mountains competition. And the views, Phil.
Oh.
Taking your breath away, haven't they?
They have. Just look up right out to the ocean there now.
They've done almost 1 kilometre on the climb, 1.9 to go.
Yeah. Just up the hill here, just over the rise is the banner. You can see it now. This is not going to be any comeback here unless he's going to try and snick it when he gets there. No, he's not. No sprint. Urianstad gets maximum points and goes ahead by 10 more points as leader in the King of the Mountains, and Palini only getting third anyway. I don't understand that.
Yeah, 30 seconds. That's music to the ears of the riders at the front of the peloton, not so much for those in the breakaway. Paolini in second spot, he's still waiting.
Lovely crowd there, man.
Great to see so many people out on the side of the road. Vistrofa, he does want the points, Phil. You were right. Paolini is not going to challenge. The rider in red goes to collect 3 points.
I just felt they'd reward him for the work he's put in his breakaway. So he's just made it a formality, and they've not resisted.
Hey, Phil.
We've seen the Kangaroos now around the world. There they are. A hop and a jump away from the Santos Tour Down Under. 3 riders now inside a minute once again. Remember, they've been away from the 0 kilometre of this race, and they've now got 48 left, so they've been leading for 92 kilometres.
Stuart O'Grady is really enjoying being in the Hyundai, enjoying the air conditioning and getting the easy way up the climb as we enjoy the view of the peloton from drone cam.
It is an amazing shot, this. You keep wanting to duck when you go under the trees.
They've made it clear that they're going to give the green light for riders to go on the attack, and they're looking to see if they can get Pat Eddy in the move, but this is Damien Housen.
Order has been restored, almost. They go again. Jaco Alula intent. It's Luke Durbridge who goes.
And he's riding on great form. I spoke to him in the lift this morning. I said, "You're going really well, Luke." He said, "Yeah, not bad for an old man."
Ineos Grenadiers trying to shut down each and every move, just following every single one, saying, no, 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 you're not going anywhere. And the gap to the front, just 29 seconds.
And the complexion of the race has completely changed. Oh, look across the shoulder here for Pat Eddy. He's realising that this one won't work, but maybe the next one does. This is Santiago Petrago now on the charge.
Well, the peloton have regrouped, but those 3 riders are still away, and they've gained back a little bit of time, which is incredible. 1 minute and 1 second the lead for those 3 now. We're heading towards Mount Barker, a short sprint hill. Paolini sat at the back, as he was, not interested anymore in the King of the Mountains. This is going to be a valuable 5 points, and he deserved this. My goodness me, he deserved this. He really, any sensible man would have dropped back after the first climb of the day. He's gone the whole distance just for 5 points.
But there's no one team now really pushing forward and using fresh resources in the chase. Urian Stutt has now been dropped. He's cracked. Welsford being brought forward, left of them, Red Bull Bora-Hansgrohe. It's Ineos Grenadiers on the front, Welsford in second wheel. They straighten up for the finish. Welsford, he launches. Welsford sees the finish line, challenged on the left of picture. But Welsford, too big, too strong, too fast. Sam takes it in there.
That was a very special result, and he's the first to congratulate him. There is Anderson. So it's number 67. He had 6 stage wins in the Santos Tour Down Under. He now has 7.
Sam Welsford, win number 7 at the Santos Tour Down Under. This one must be extra special.
Yeah, I'm so lost for words there. That was so hard. We were in so much trouble in the back. We got swamped, and then on that last climb, I was on my absolute limit. But I just had Kiwa with me the whole time, and he was just like, you know, be patient, we'll get there. And to have those guys believe in me so much after such a hard year last year, to win here on the day that doesn't really suit me was over the moon.
Sam Welsford rocketed from the middle of the peloton past stage 1 winner Tobias Lund Andersen to claim the victory today. Jay Vine was caught behind a crash inside the last kilometre. However, any rider caught up in the crash will get the same time as the group that they were in. So Vine still holds the number 1 spot. Narváez, his teammate, is second. Mauro Smid a little over 1 minute behind in third. It's Harry Sweeney, Marco Brenner, Andreas Krun, Michael Leonard, Andrea Riccioni, Adam Yates and Anton Chamning who round out the top 10. The weather is going to be a scorching 43 degrees, and for the safety of the spectators and the riders, it means that this Think Road Safety Stage 4 will take place without Wollonga Hill. It starts in Brighton, as it was always scheduled to do so, then makes its way through to the township of Wollonga, but because of the extreme weather, no climb of the famous Wollonga Hill, which was initially meant to be climbed at 3 times. Therefore, we do have a Category 1 climb early in the stage, that is up Chandler Hill, with points up for grabs in the FX King of the Mountains classification. Then out onto the journey towards the township of Wollonga, where they make their way through the finish line and more points up for grabs for the FX King of the Mountains classification. From that point, they head down towards Aldinga Beach and off the Snapper Point for 2 zip track intermediate sprints, where time bonuses are up for grabs. If the peloton is all together, those time bonuses could change the general classification, at least in the race for 3rd position. Another major factor throughout the laps going along Aldinga Beach is the crosswinds. What sort of impact will that have on the race and the approach to the finish line? It's an uphill drag once they get into the streets of Wollonga in a battle amongst the sprinters. Looking at the current standings, no real change from stage 2, with UAE's Jay Vine and Jhonatan Narváez holding a commanding position in 1st and 2nd. Well, with no grueling Wollonga Hill today, let's have a chat with Jay Vine and get his thoughts.
Jay, a bit of a change of plans for the day, but how does that affect GC?
Yeah, it's not as much of an opportunity to do anything on GC now. Also, I think the climbers are now got one more working day on Sunday, but yeah, today's all about staying out of trouble with any crosswinds that may occur, and yeah, get to Wollonga village safely.
Riders are warmed up, trying to stay cool and ready to go. Let's head down to the start.
3, 2, 1.
Underway, there's 136 riders facing up to the 131 kilometres today, now dropped by 46 kilometres and a much flatter route, but we are going to talk a lot about the crosswinds today.
And this is going to be a tough start. We're getting close to kilometre 0, Phil.
Flag is waving. Now, who's going to go first? Will it be the green polka dot jersey of Urinstad, who spent as much time in front of the race in small breakaways? And look at this.
It's going to be a young Australian.
It is.
Stevenson?
Yes, I think realistically only Jay Vine was in with a shout if the big hills have been left in. But they've slowly but surely clawed them back here, reinforcements reaching them first.
Looks like Guillaume Martin.
The temperature on our moto is 44 degrees Celsius already.
It's one of the other FDJ riders. Number 52 is Remy Cavagna.
And that is a powerhouse. Cavagna, he's a multiple French individual time trial champion. Likewise, Luke Plapp in Australia. And they've got Greenwood for company. This is big engines out in front.
Narváez. So we're hearing on race radio that's Jhonatan Narváez, number 1, last year's race champion.
Oh, this is terribly sad.
Cavagna leading them across the top for the FX King of the Mountains classification. That's 10 points for him, 6 points then for Greenwood. Plapp across the top in 3rd with 4 points. Back in the peloton, 4th place will collect 2 points, 1 point for 5th. I'm anticipating Urinstad just to make sure. Yeah, he could not ask for a better approach to the finish line today. Luke Plapp continues to go to the Shimano neutral service, asking for water, to douse himself in water, to try and prevent the engine from overheating. Maybe he can go for a swim later on. Perhaps he can get back to Brighton Beach. That'd be a nice dip. The gap is growing now, and Luke Plapp is almost the virtual race leader. He's 8 seconds off the Ochre Jersey.
Well, the peloton, although they look as though they're going quick, and they are, of course, but the 3 riders up front are going that much quicker. This is the biggest lead we've had now at 3 minutes and 36 seconds for Cavagna, Greenwood and Plapp. And now we're hearing of an accident from race radio. It looks like a massive pile-up from what they're saying. We'll get a camera on it as soon as we can, but as the riders go off on the next lap, there it is. Riders looking around. I'm amazed there should be a crash on a straight stretch of road like this.
Well, riders that we can confirm who are out of the race as a result of that crash, we have Vegatsteek Langen from UAE, so their 2nd rider, and the Dutch champion, Danny van Poppel, has abandoned.
Remy Cavagna keeps himself in the slipstream of Luke Plapp. Yeah. Matt Greenwood, in the meantime, having a drink, something to eat, and it is Luke Plapp who takes The zip track intermediate sprint and snap a point.
The peloton can see the convoy of cars now behind the breakaway, so they'll be a lot more confident that they've got this group in check. Now, Cavagna, is he letting go here? He has been struggling with the heat, and Cavagna is letting go. So we're down to 2 out in front.
Second King of the Mountains victory today for young Matthew Greenwood. The gap, as you can see, it's been within 22 to 29 seconds for a long time. They've got the measure of those two. Now they've got to catch them.
It's going to be for 3 seconds.
The pace is winding up. Plapp and Greenwood, they're about to be swallowed, and the race is on for the time bonuses and the battle for the white jersey of best young rider.
And the white jersey is not there on the wheel of Rakani.
I would have thought this at this stage of the race. Smits has taken off now. Now he's being chased by Smits in second place here, and in third place, the EF are trying to spoil the party. Smit cannot sprint, unfortunately. There's so many options now on a sprint finish like this on the climbs. Lower riders are too big and heavy to get up the hill. It's a long ride from that corner to the line. It's all uphill.
Doesn't matter if he's 10th or 110th. If that's the bunch, just be in that.
If you thought they weren't going quick, you probably heard the speed they went past our camera there. They are absolutely flying towards the finish despite the unfavourable wind.
Battle behind him, elbow to elbow behind him. Sam Watson trying to get in, and the defence is coming from Anderson's teammate himself. Teutenberg on the other side on the left tries to come up, and now Watson, he goes early, the British champion. He attacks up on the right. Lund, maybe not the legs. Ethan Vernon, he has got the legs.
Yes.
The tall Brit, well, he's lost teammates during the day, but he rides through the furnace of Wollonga and gets victory.
He's the one who told us at the start of our programme today it will suit us, and I'm looking forward to it, and he's taken it out, and a great win for the team as well.
Ethan Vernon, what a win. Stage 4, stage victory, but what a bonus.
Yeah, considering the stage wasn't meant to be 24 hours ago, to turn around and do that, we lost Corbin at the start and Jake to a crash as well, so we were quite short, but these guys stepped up and were outrageous today.
Yeah, talk me through that last kilometre. You really had to be patient in that sprint, didn't you?
Yeah, we watched the last couple of editions, the women's and in 2023, and both guys won from a jump, and I was sat there pretty comfy, 250 to go, so I went, and I think I did the same. I got a gap and held it to the line, but yeah, everyone was suffering in the heat, but the boys did a really good job at keeping me cool, and I saw guys suffering, and I kept it calm because I knew I wasn't suffering with the heat, so yeah, I played the game a bit, and yeah, it paid off.
Ethan Vernon patiently waited until the right moment and launched the perfect sprint to claim the victory ahead of Tobias Lund Andersen. Lawrence Pithy came in third. Jay Vine now finds himself alone at the top of the leaderboard without his teammate Jhonatan Narváez, who unfortunately crashed out in the opening kilometres of the stage. Motto Smid moves into second place, 1 minute and 3 seconds behind Vine, with Harry Sweeney in third. Marco Brenner, Andreas Kron, Andrea Raccani, Michael Leonard, Anton Chaming, Filippo Zanna and Matteo Sobrero round out the top 10. This is FX Stage 5. It's going to be another hot one, but not quite as hot as it was yesterday, where the thermometer nearly blew off the roof. Today, it's a little bit cooler, 24 degrees. It's going to be a sunny stage all day long. Here's a look at the final stage, FX Stage 5. It starts and finishes in Stirling. 8 laps of a difficult circuit. There's barely a flat stretch of road. The FX King of the Mountains classification, there are 4 of those, but there are 8 times over the climb. They just have to count the points to collect every second lap. There's also the 2 zip track intermediate sprints when they make their way through Heathfield. And the time bonuses, they could come into play in the race for a spot on the podium because it's tight in the battle to second position all the way down to 10. This is such a difficult circuit. It is a gentle climb, but you do it so many times that the fatigue really begins to accumulate, making for a brutal day towards the end. And lapping around here in Stirling, the riders will appreciate on a hot day that they get the chance to enjoy the canopy and the shade that can provide. Very fast sections on the course as well. Downhills, we'll see the riders hitting speeds in excess of 90 kilometres per hour. And now we see the profile. This tells the real story. Crocodile teeth right throughout. It's ready to bite. Looking at the current standings, Jay Vine sits alone at the top in the Ochre Jersey with 1 minute 3 seconds. His advantage over Mardo Smith at second spot. After yesterday's crash that saw Jhonatan Narváez retire from the race. It's now Harry Sweeney who is into third position, and there's only 15 seconds difference between third place and 10th, making those zip track sprint points all in for. Jay Vine may have a good lead at the moment, but a decent breakaway could spell disaster. Let's have a chat with him now to see how he's feeling.
Jay, you've got a great lead on GC, but there's so much that can happen today. Are you worried about being isolated, and how much team support is going to be required today?
Yeah, so we've still got really strong guys. Everyone's still super motivated, but yeah, like you say, the stage is really difficult. 170 Ks, and this is a really demanding circuit. So yeah, we're going to have to be attentive from start to finish. And like I said 3 days ago when I took the Ochre, it's never over till it's over. So yeah, got to stay focused and concentrated right till the last meter.
Gun goes. This is going to be the shortest neutralised section in history, 500 metres, and then we get away and we're gone.
Kilometre 0, we are underway for FX Stage 5. It's time to go. The battle for the Ochre and to get into the first breakaway. It is Pascal Encorn from the Soudal Quick-Step team, the first to go. Big reaction coming from the peloton. Phil, you had a chance to catch up with Matt Heyman, one of the sports directors from Jaco Ulula last night, and he was talking that they were coming out here with an aggressive game plan.
This breakaway is not complete yet by any means. The peloton have got off to a cracking start on this opening lap of 8.
Here's trouble. The motorbikes are being cleared out of the gap. The time gap is indicating now that it's down to just 14 seconds.
Can't believe it.
Wiestroffer is looking across the shoulder. The peloton is closing.
Looks like we've got 2 coming across the gap, but the peloton are reacting this time up. I think it's a bit early for water bottles.
No, it's company.
Yes.
It's Rob Stannard has gone across again.
Got back.
Well, this is out in the breakaway. This is Luke Platt with a rear wheel puncher. That is disaster for Platt and for the breakaway.
That's about enough.
Yep.
You should actually take the bottle. You've got to take the bottle. And Platt getting back to business. Blip on the radar now. The puncture for Platt. He's back doing what he does best, setting a hard tempo. It looks like Pascal Encorn, who's going to come through and take the zip track intermediate sprint. He does just that.
This is the left turn as they start the climb again. And just look at the crowds ringing their little free bells they've been distributing around.
So he comes through, takes the last of the points. Also a little wave acknowledging that, yep, that's it. I have wrapped this competition up.
Robert, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Jay Vine, the Ochre Jersey, he's got a bike problem as well. He's about to stop and change that with Oliveira. The team car will then come across to assist him.
He will switch that off. They will all wait. Jay Vine now getting another bike change. Back onto his own machine by the looks of things. They'll return, but the big question mark now is, what is the damage to Jay Vine physically and psychologically?
Out to almost 4 minutes the gap. This is significant. And now UAE, after all the drama, they have to try and stitch it back together in defence of the Ochre Jersey for Vine.
And there's no sprint going to take place here. Time bonuses, there's 3 seconds on the line, doesn't help them.
And Platt now going back to the peloton, in fact.
He's done.
Ooh.
Slowed right down to a near stop.
Luke Platt, who has dropped from those leading 3 riders, and he's not even saying, do you want to get on? Platt says, what's going on? So he's going to try and go back with him.
Where the reaction comes from, and now it's UAE, Jay Vine in tow. That is the entire team at the front of the peloton. Yes, there are just 3 left.
As a catch is coming here with a couple of maybe just 1 kilometre to go as they've got them in the gun sights now.
Now he strikes out on his own.
Brennan's trying to get over the top, and this could be the win. Brennan is over the top of Gilmore and takes it on the line.
It's taken him 6 days of racing in the Santos Tour Down Under, but Matthew Brennan, his talent would not be denied. His team guided him perfectly.
The biggest story of the race is Jay Vine, for the 2nd time in his career, is the winner of the Santos Tour Down Under.
Matthew Brennan, it's been a big week, but you finally got the job done. That's got to feel good.
Yeah,
I think we were a little bit disappointed all week with maybe the results we did, but we still were giving it 100% every day. And yeah, to finish it off today, very happy. I think we picked up on everything we made mistakes on earlier in the week, and when I finished like that, I think it was really important to time it well. I think that's what we did, so chapeau.
Jay, you've got the job done. You secured the Ochre for the second time. How does this win compare to your win in 2023?
Yeah, I guess it was probably more challenging time-wise 3 years ago, but this year, you know, we started off really positive and we just had more and more bad luck as the race went on. Yeah, today was never going to be easy, and I've been saying all week that it's not over till it's over, but geez, it's definitely proven to be it's never over till it's over in this race for us.
Matthew Brennan finally manages to score a stage victory with an uphill sprint finish ahead of Finn Fisher-Black and Tobias Lund Andersen. Once again, Jay Vine takes the Ochre Jersey at the Santos Tour Down Under, managing to hold his 1 minute and 3 second gap on Mauro Smid, thanks to his incredible performance on stage 2. Harry Sweeney comes in third with Marco Brenner, Andreas Krohn, Andrea Ricconi, also the best young rider in the race, Anton Charmnik, Filippo Zenna, Matteo Sabero, and Ben O'Connor rounding out the top 10. For FX King of the Mountains, Martin Udenstadberger was in the lead of this right from the very beginning. 44 points in total, 20 clear of second place, Pepin Redring. For the Zip Track Sprint jersey, that went to Tobias Lund Andersen, who finished up with 94 points, 35 ahead of stage winner Matthew Brennan, who was on 59 points. Well, that's it for another year of the Santos Tour Down Under. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage of the event and that you can join us again next time. Until then, it's bye for now.